Welcome to the Tailgate Tailgate Show. The tailgate show for the tailgaters. Done by the not-so-ready for primetime pickers. Hosted by the Lunch Eaters Man of the Year and legendary broadcaster Bill Bubba Bussey. You only thought you knew college football. Call Mama Moon and saddle up for a football experience. Now, here's Bubba.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Tailgate Tailgate Show. It is the tailgate show for the tailgaters, done by the not-so-ready for primetime pickers. I'm your host, Bill Bubba Bussey, and along with me, Hunter Bussey, Nathan Hall, and special guest picker this week, Caleb Castile. Guys, how are y'all doing?
We're doing good. I'm ready for another week of college football.
Caleb, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. Headed over to Atlanta tomorrow. Hopefully see the Tide roll, man. Come out of there with a victory.
Well, we want to know all of your insight on that game. We'll be talking about that. Of course, Caleb was a standout DB at Alabama and went on to instead of doing as much sports as your brothers, you went into acting, and you've had a big role on NCIS LA with one of my favorite guys, LL Cool J.
That's right, man. I guess no pun intended. I guess pun intended. I was the black sheep of the family, you know. And for the listeners that don't know me, I'm black. So, yeah, I ended up going off to Hollywood and doing that whole thing, man. And here I am, back in Birmingham, settled with my wife and little girl, and yeah, doing great.
Well, we think a lot of your whole family. We know your parents and your brothers, and we're glad to have you, man. We're very happy for your success. You're doing great.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I'm happy to be here, and it's good to. It's honestly like, I grew up listening to you so much, Bubba, right? That now, like, being here, I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, if you do it long enough, there's a lot of people end up listening to you. 31 years is a long time to do anything. You know, getting up early will turn your hair white. I don't know if you knew that or not.
That's right, man.
So we enjoy these sessions later in the afternoon, that's for sure. Well, guys, It is the best time of year. It is championship time here in football. Before we get started on the new stuff, I want to review right quick what happened last week. It looks like, Hunter, you actually took the week with a 10-0 record. Congratulations.
Wow.
Thank you. First time ever. I put the meme of Will Smith and the Pursuit of Happiness when he's celebrating in the streets. That's the first time I've ever gone 10-0. I'm so happy. So now that means this week it'll be an absolute stinker. That's exactly what will happen.
Nathan and I went 8-2. Our special guest picker last week, Coach Jerry Weems, went 6-4. But for the season, it looks like I'm going to be the winner of the season with a 83-26 record. That's 76%. Hunter, you're going to be second with a 76-33, which is a 70% picking record. And Nathan, a tight third at 75-34, only one game off of Hunter at a 69%. So, guys, I'm going to tell you, I think for the not-so-ready primetime pickers, we did a pretty good job picking those games.
Listen, with my pick percentage, if I was coaching at Auburn, I'd be looking at a $50 million buyout.
Sure. Oh, you would. No, listen, you'd be getting an extension. What are you talking about?
So my pockets would be heavy.
I've got to ask, the coaching carousel has been crazy. That's kind of our question of the week. We want to talk about it. Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss for LSU. Ole Miss will have a new coach in the playoffs. Does the NCAA need to fix this with a calendar of when coaches can talk to other schools, when they can leave, much like the transfer portals? Hunter, I'll go to you. How can we pull this craziness in?
Yeah, I think they should do in the portal the same. As soon as the confetti falls and the day after, do whatever you need to do. Players can transfer, coaches can go wherever they need to go. I just think it's ridiculous that Ole Miss is in the playoff and now they don't have their head coach. Part of the reason they got there. So
Nathan, what do you say?
Yeah, it's not fair for the players. I like what Nick Saban said recently about trying to line it up kind of with the academic year. And in terms of the Lane Kiffin situation, I really don't see either side as the bad guy. Lane Kiffin, is trying to, climb the coaching ladder to that better position. And Ole Miss is fair for not wanting him in their locker room, recruiting players and things like that. So it's a tough situation. It's an awful situation made possible by the NCAA and their absurd ways of doing everything.
Caleb, can we fix this mess? How do we do it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm leaning sort of towards what Hunter was saying here. I think you gotta I think there's got to put some boundaries in place, man. It's like, hey, like you said, once the confetti falls, go wherever go wherever you want to do, man. Chase that check, do what you want to do. But I couldn't imagine having, being a former college player, knowing what goes into these seasons, day to day, just the day to day grind, and getting to that point that Ole Miss is, and now. I can imagine how those kids feel in that locker room, man. I really can. And they're a competitive team. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out.
I hope someone took the leadership role in that locker room and stood up and said, hey, guys, listen, we got here because we've busted our rear end and we've worked hard. I don't care who the coach is. I don't care if we even have a coach. Go out there, do your job. Make your block, make your tackle, do whatever you're supposed to do. We're playing for each other. You're playing for that guy next to you. You're playing for these other guys in the locker room. This is a business. We're all going to make business decisions when this is over. We might transfer. We may go to LSU. We may go to Alabama. Who knows? Because we've all earned that opportunity. But we got to do this for us. But I really think, and the NCAA has been so messed up the past few years. The lawsuits have messed him up even more. But, Hunter, I'm kind of with you. I think we got to wait till the confetti falls, then have a 2-week period. You can talk to coaches, then open the transfer portal. There's got to be a logical way that all this lines in as opposed to it is now, because the transfer window opens before the bowl games. So
which is also dumb.
You have people
so messed up.
Yeah, you have teams that have won a conference championship going to a bowl game, and it ain't even the same team. Half their DBs have already signed a deal with Miami or Florida State or something. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
NFL, it's like in the pros. Like after the Super Bowl ends, you have a window of free agency. Let that be, follow that model. What's wrong with following that model? Could you imagine a couple years ago if the Rams went to the Super Bowl like they did, and then Aaron Donald, their best defensive player they had, was like, peace out, I'm going to the Giants. What? Could you imagine that? That would be crazy. That just doesn't, no. They need to fix this ASAP. It's ruining the sport in a way if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, the calendar's all out of whack. It's just, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Caleb, you got to play at the highest level with Coach Saban. Tell us a little bit how that was playing for him. I'm always interested in hearing how certain coaches are, and we get a feel for it, but it's different when you're there every day.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was blessed. I made it out of there with all my teeth and my limbs and my sanity intact. So, man, I'm blessed. Every day I walk around, I don't have any lingering injuries. And the reason I say that, and I was explaining this to somebody recently when we were doing some promotion for that documentary that I executive produced, and I was telling him, I said, man, folks don't understand how hard it is to be to win at that level, and the consistency that it requires day to day excellence. There's not one day that you can show up and have a bad practice. I can't remember a day where I can't really remember a time at Alabama where we had bad practices. You might have a bad period and coach blowing that whistle and he's starting it over. And you know what I mean? And I think back to just how tough it was, Bubba. It was, man, I don't miss it at all. I tell people straight up, oh, you miss football? Man, heck no. You know what I mean? I do not miss it. I miss certain things about the game, which, the game has taught me a lot about life. And I met, obviously some lifelong friends in the locker rooms, and you enjoy that. But it's kind of crazy. I said this on one other podcast. I was like, man, Coach Saban just like in a way brainwashes you. Like when you get to college, into believing in this unreal standard, and by the time the time between 18 and 22, you leaving there, you look up and you like, wow, like I really do have this crazy belief system. Like I could believe that I could go from playing football to starring in a movie. Like how did that actually, you know what I mean? You got to be a crazy person, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, those 4 years really helped just shape who I am today. And, I'm really sensitive to these subjects as far as like the coaches and this and that, because on one hand, like I was blessed, I didn't experience any coaching changes while I was there. And but like number two, on the other hand, like what Hunter was saying, I couldn't imagine if we got down to the nitty gritty and that first national championship we were headed to New Orleans. I couldn't imagine if Dante Hightower or Mark Barron was like, I'm about here, man. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee offering me $2 million a year.
Oh gosh,
Caleb, what about the NIL and all that? Now that wasn't in place when you were there. You could have made a little coin when you were there.
Yeah, man, they had something else in place when I was there, man. We won't talk about it.
They had them $100 handshakes, didn't they?
Yeah, no. You know what's so interesting is that I will say this: Coach Saban was the biggest advocate for us getting what you like. For instance, here's an example, and not to even fluff it, like every time we went to a bowl game, we would get like a bowl stipend, right?
Yeah,
and it would come from that organization, right?
Yeah.
And man, Coach Saban would milk those organizations for everything. Like he would say, guys, I want y'all to get the most money you can get. So it was really interesting to me when he chose to retire. I'm like, this is what you've been fighting for us to get bread. And all of a sudden, but like the thing about Coach Saban is he at his core, he is all about the development process,
right,
molding young men. And that part of the model with this NIL and the portal and all these things we're talking about, that's out the window. Yeah, sure, you go and get a kid, you bring him in, but what's keeping him there?
Right.
If he decides on day one, yeah, man, like I'm committed to your process, coach, and this is great, and then you get in the heat of it and this kid can't stand up to the standard and the pressure and he decides he's out of there, then I think that was kind of what, to me, and it's not like I had a personal conversation with Coach about this, but from the outside looking in and just hearing what he was saying, his heart is for developing young men into men, who could go and start families, be successful in life beyond football, really and truly. So I think that, the way things are now, this kind of wild, wild west, that element of the game is kind of missing when it comes to how you recruit and how you get to love on the kids.
Yeah, that development part. I've always believed that too. Playing sports and when I've coached sports, you build character through the process, yes, and you need that character to become a student, to become a father or a husband, to become a father, to be a good employee somewhere, and you carry those lessons with you. And if you don't learn them early playing sports, you've got to develop them somewhere else along the way, or you never get to that point where you can ride out the bad days. You know, we all have bad days. I mean, there's been days, Caleb, they come in and say, hey, we're not continuing this production. And, you know, what do? Do you cave in, or do you go, I'm going to the next one, you know, and I'm going to pick it up and go. So anyway, we'll break right there. We'll come back. We'll run down where the CFP has everybody rated, and we will start making the picks right here on the Tailgate Tailgate Show. Stay with us.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
Hey Auburn fans, this is Lois Ann Murphy, your owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Alex City, located on Highway 280. As a former Auburn cheerleader, football is my favorite time of the year. Tailgating and Chick-fil-A are a perfect match. Let Chick-fil-A Alex City take care of all your catering needs. We have a variety of trays, nuggets, mac and cheese, grilled cool wraps, and more. All are perfect for your tailgating needs. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app or call 256-289-7955 and War Eagle.
Land is more than just dirt and timber. When you manage it, you're a steward of wildlife and a caretaker for future generations. The management advantage was built for people like you. For over 20 years, they've shared proven knowledge from some of the nation's top land and wildlife managers. From food plots to predator control, it's education that turns passion into a lasting impact. Have the advantage on your property. Subscribe on YouTube and follow the Management Advantage on social media today.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Tailgate Tailgate Show. It is the Tailgate Show for the tailgaters, done by the not-so-ready for primetime pickers. Hunter Bussey, along with Nathan Hall and guest picker Caleb Castile, former DB for Alabama and better known as a movie star in Hollywood. You've seen him on NCIS LA with LL Cool J, and we'll talk more about that in a minute, too. Guys, here is the college football playoff rankings. Top 5, Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech, and Oregon, followed by Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Alabama at 9, Notre Dame at 10, and then the two positions that will be highly debated, number 11, BYU, and number 12, Miami. On the bubble, looking in at number 13 is Texas, number 14, Vanderbilt. I said it last week, and part of it got corrected. If I'm in the national championship playoff and I have BYU on that I'm paired up with, I hit a knee and thank the lucky stars above I ain't playing Texas or Vanderbilt. What do you say, Hunter?
No, yeah, I agree with that. You know, you might have to look out for old number 47 playing quarterback at BYU to be a threat. But other than that,
I love that, by the way. I love that part of it.
Yeah, Nathan, what'd you say his name was? Bear, what is it?
Bachmeier, I believe.
Yeah, Bachmeier. That's just such a BYU quarterback name. Yeah.
yeah, for real.
You know, I don't think BYU's had such a popular quarterback since Jim McMahon was there.
Yeah.
You may remember he did a little stint with the Chicago Bears, won a Super Bowl, and he was known as the drinking Mormon. He showed up and got out of a limo with a beer in his hand the first day with the Bears. And they're like, we thought you went to BYU. He said, I do. Or I did. Oh man. Gosh. All right. So, Nathan, tell me, what about that lineup do you like, do you dislike?
I still don't understand the Miami-Notre Dame situation. Miami and Notre Dame share 4 common opponents. Miami beat all of those teams worse than Notre Dame, and they beat Notre Dame head-to-head, and they're still ranked back. It's the shiny gold helmets have a power. They mesmerize people. I don't know what scientists need to look into it, but it's something about those shiny gold helmets that have an effect that have an effect on the committee.
Y'all have no idea because y'all are not old enough to remember just when we used to have the voters. Notre Dame could be in the top 10 with 3 losses. I mean, it beat anything I'd ever seen. They were they'd have 2 losses declared national champ, and there'd be 3 people undefeated under them. I mean, it beat all I ever seen.
And imagine if you're Texas and you're thinking we could have scheduled Merrimack for our opening game, and instead we played Ohio State in a close game, by the way. I think it was 14-7, and they're being kept out of the playoff because of that loss. So every team around the country is now learning, okay, Ball State needs to be our opener. Slippery Rock Community College needs to be our opener. Because if you go play a top caliber team, you're basically, I mean, I'm not saying that losses shouldn't matter. Losses should absolutely matter. But if we want interesting football, we don't need to be sending the message to athletic directors that scheduling, Auburn has a home and home with Notre Dame coming up. I mean, Alabama always tries to schedule good out-of-conference play. It's a disaster from top to bottom. And I know we said this in the 4 team, and we finally got to 12, and now we're in the 12 team, and we're saying it needs to be higher. But, I mean, I think it should expand. I don't see why it wouldn't. It wouldn't add that much time to the season. And the committee, just their logic never makes any sense.
No.
Well, if you're sitting there with 3 losses, though, you have to take some responsibility. We could have been better. You know, if we'd have won more games.
Agreed.
And in the top 12, the team with the most losses are 2. That's Oklahoma, Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami, all with 2 losses, which brings an interesting question. Caleb, if Alabama, and I know this is almost impossible for you to visualize, but if they lost to Georgia in the championship game and they have 3 losses, are they in danger of dropping out of that?
Oh, you know, it is hard and easy to conceptualize because of based off of what happened to us last year, right? So
yeah,
it's a little bit of a sting, sort of. I'm still getting over that, but you know, I'm looking at this lineup now, Bubba, and I didn't honestly. I'm like, I didn't realize that Texas was sitting where they were at 9-3 in front of Vanderbilt at 10-2, right?
Right.
So it's like, I think I know we're a better football team than those 2 schools. You know what I mean? Even if we were to go to have 3 losses. Anyway, long story short, we still got to be in there.
Yeah. Well, I think you will be. I really think you will be. But I will tell you this. If I was any coach in that playoff, I would not want to play Vanderbilt. That is so strange to say. But they are killers, man. They took Tennessee on their home field and made them like it, you know? Wow.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They had Diego calling Trump trying to get an executive order on this thing, man.
I mean,
I say, that boy want to play.
You know, I picked against Vanderbilt. I said I wouldn't do it again, and they burned me. Golly, I never learned.
Give Pavia his ninth season. He needs to keep playing.
He's going after the Freddie Waygan record, I think.
Yeah, he needs those AARP benefits.
Let's look at a few of these picks and try to get them in here this segment. The AAC Championship, North Texas and Tulane. Hunter, what do you say?
Yeah, I got Tulane in this one. North Texas is not a bad team, but Tulane, where John Summerall had them, they're playing really good football right now. I like Tulane winning the AAC.
What, you mean they'll have to play the championship game without their head coach?
Yeah.
Once again, this crazy schedule. Nathan, what do you say? How do you see the AAC?
Tulane has been impressive all year. I actually have North Texas. North Texas is the betting favorite. Not that really matters, but John Summerall leaving sort of in Lane Kiffin fashion, I think that has to take a mental toll on the team. And North Texas just seems a little bit more solid to me. They've got some big wins. Washington State's a big, it's not a big football program, but it's a big school. And I think they've got the edge over a head coachless Tulane team.
Caleb, what do you say? The AAC.
I had North Texas on this one. Simply for the reason that Summerall got up out of there, out of Tulane. So I was like, to me, going back to what I said in the earlier segment, having to play that game, go do that without your head, man, that's a tough task.
Yeah, when you've looked to him all year. I'm going to pick Tulane. I think they're going to rally. I think they're going to make it a battle cry that their coach has left and they need to do it for themselves. I think Tulane is going to win that one. Over in the ACC, two teams we don't normally see playing for the championship, Duke and Virginia.
Yeah.
How do you see it, Hunter?
Yeah, when I was getting these together,
Now,
I'm
this
thinking
ain't Scholars Bowl. This is the championship of the ACC, okay?
No, and this isn't basketball either. This is what's throwing me off. But, I've watched a couple of Virginia games, especially I think it was Florida State when they beat them, and Duke hasn't really shown me anything as far as stats go, so I've got the Cavaliers in this game.
Nathan?
Yeah, I've got Virginia too. Chandler Morris at Virginia has been solid in the air, and to me, just the thought of a 7-5 team being in the playoff, because there's some very reasonable games that could happen that could get that 7-5 Duke in the playoff, assuming they beat Virginia. And I really just want to hold on to hope that can't happen. That's just kind of disgusting to me, having a 7-5 team in the college football playoff.
That's one of the points about the college football playoff. That list that we gave is going to totally change with some of these conference champions.
Right.
If you're 10, 11, 12, you could easily get bumped out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Virginia just almost out of principle. They have to win.
Yeah.
Caleb, what do you say?
Man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't watched either one of these bums this season. So, but I'm taking Duke only because we good friends with David Cutcliffe. So,
okay.
But he don't coach there anymore, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they got him up out of there too. But anyway, still
that's an air horn pick. Duke has got to be an air horn pick.
That is an air horn pick.
Wait, let me give you the upset air horn. Stand by.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I am going to go with the Cavaliers of Virginia. I just think that Duke is probably focused on basketball already, and most of their students are going to be at those games and forget they're even playing. So we'll see how that goes. All right, the Big 12, and this is another one. When you say Big 12 and you look at the teams playing, we've got to get used to this new alignment. Texas Tech at BYU, the Big 12. Hunter, what do you say?
BYU has played good football, but I just think Texas Tech, I just think it might not be a pretty game. So I got Texas Tech in this one by a lot. I like the offense they run. It's very air raid heavy. And I just don't know if BYU has the players to defend that. So give me the Red Raiders in this one big.
Nathan Hall, what do you say?
I've got Texas Tech. I feel pretty good about it. The last time they met, Texas Tech won 29-7. So if we can use that as any kind of indication. And Texas Tech gets after the quarterback. I think they're like top 2 or 3 in quarterback pressures. They forced 3 or 4 turnovers last time they played BYU. I feel Jacob Rodriguez is the best linebacker in the country. I mean, the list goes on and on. Give me Texas Tech.
Caleb, how do you see it?
Man, I got Texas Tech. Ain't no way BYU even stand a chance. I don't even look. Going back to my college experience, man, I can't trust no boys that's in college. They ain't able to have a little booze, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man. We had some boys on our team. They getting down on Thursday, showing up on Saturday. You gotta have a few crazies out there, man.
Caleb, your mother's listening to this now. Be careful. I don't want Mean Gene getting on me, are you? Huh?
Hey, that's all right. She understand.
All right, we'll flip it around here. Caleb, I'll ask you first. The big one, Ohio State, Indiana, the Big Ten Championship.
Man, listen. All right, I was thinking about this one. All right, and I love Sig, man. I love his attitude. His that demeanor, that swag.
He's got the swagger now,
doesn't he? Got that swagger, man. I got a video of him.
Google me, baby.
Google me. That's the sound bite I need right there. Google me. I'm looking for the upset, man. I'm looking for. Give me the air horn. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Indiana.
Ohio State is a 4.5-point favorite.
Yeah. So
Indiana. Nathan, what do you say? Ohio State, Indiana.
As much as I would love to see Cignetti get this win, I mean, I would rather Indiana win. First of all, it's the Heisman cook-off, because as much talk as Pavia has been getting, this is Mendoza and Julian saying one of them is going to have that moment, because we haven't had a Heisman moment this season, really.
Not
It
really.
feels like every year there's something you can kind of point to, and this year we haven't. So someone's going to make that fourth down throw at the end of the game. Someone's going to make that the game winning drive in the 2-minute drill. And I feel like this could be the Heisman deciding game, and I think it's going to be Julian saying hoisting the trophy. As much as I like Indiana and as impressive as they've been, Ohio State has just been Ohio State for so long. Ryan Day's had them playing elite football for so long. Just the stability of the program and there's a certain kind of mental factor, I think, in a game like this, especially since Ohio State ended Indiana's season last year. I'm looking for it to be a close game, and like I said, I would rather Indiana win the game. I would love to see that happen, but I think I'm going to go with the Buckeyes.
Hunter?
Nathan, it's so weird to hear you pick something that's not Indiana. It
I
just
know,
throws me
that
off
is
every
weird.
time.
It's just the Colts. It's just
That's
the Colts,
weird.
man.
Or the Pacers.
Or the Pacers.
Yeah, or the Pacers. I would like to see Indiana win this game. I really like Coach Sig, but I just think Ohio State, they're number one for a reason. They have yet to lose. They've pretty much dismantled everybody they've played. Has it been the best schedule? Not really. But, I don't know, man. I just feel like Ohio State's got this, but what Nathan was saying, I would like to see Indiana win, but I don't know. I just don't know, but give me the Buckeyes in this game. It'll be close, but we'll see.
Hunter, I'm kind of with you. It wouldn't break my heart to see Ohio State take one on the chin, but I just think they may be too much for Indiana. And Indiana's like Vanderbilt. They burned me early. I said I wouldn't pick against them again, and here I am picking against them, just like I did Vandy last week, and they burned me. So, there you go. That's probably what will happen again, but I'm going with the Buckeyes. Ron Valentine can appreciate that pick. So that'll do that. Guys, we'll be right back. We'll take a look at some of the other games a little closer to home. You're listening to the Tailgate Tailgate Show, and we'll be right back.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kind of just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
We're back. It's the Tailgate Tailgate Show. I'm your host, Bill Bubba Bussey, along with Hunter Bussey, Nathan Hall, and special guest picker, Caleb Castile, famous for not only the small screen, but also playing a little DB at Alabama. And we're glad to have him along. Guys, we got some other teams we got to pick. Let's take a look at some of the local schools. In the Sun Belt Championship game, it is Troy against James Madison. Hunter, how do you see that one?
Yeah, I got Troy in this game. I think James Madison's playing good football, but I've been watching them, not extremely close, but the times that I've had, they're playing really good football. I like their coach a lot, and I expect them to keep that momentum going into this game and be Sun Belt champions. Give me Troy.
Nathan?
I think I'm going to have to go with James Madison. The one loss to Louisville was 14-point loss, but it's Louisville, and they've had a great year. Troy, for me, the 0-33 loss to Old Dominion, I just can't look past. I can look past a lot of losses. 33-0 to Old Dominion, that's tough. So as much as I'd like to pick Troy, I'm going to go with James Madison.
Caleb, how do you see it?
Yeah, I'm on JMU on this one too. I couldn't let the Trojans slide on this one.
I'm going to go with you too. I'm not going to pick against Troy because I'm at Jack State, although that is a good reason. James Madison's having a great year, and they're a good football team. So I'm saying James Madison will take the championship in the Sun Belt. Now, over in the Conference USA, Jack State and Kennesaw State will have a rematch of the largest crowd Jack State saw a few weeks ago with a big victory, but Kennesaw had several turnovers in the red zone that could have made the difference for this. Hunter, how do you see it? The Gamecocks against Kennesaw State.
Yeah, and we were at the game in the regular season, and Kennesaw State is no pushover. Their offense is really, really electric. Their quarterback reminds me a lot of Nick Marshall. He is one of those kind of slippery quarterbacks where, they run a read option. We don't know who has the ball. And if they throw the ball, he's throwing absolute pellets. And he'll let you know about it too. But that being said, Jack State is coming off a big momentum win over, I believe, if I'm remembering right, who they played last week? It was and I know it was a last-second field goal. I'm going blank at the moment, of course.
Well, I am too, Hunter. I've got so many paperwork here. I can't even remember who we played.
But anyway, they won on a last-second field goal, and I think they're going to carry that momentum into this game. I think Cam Cook, who is the leading rusher in college football right now, and somehow, I know it's Conference USA, he shouldn't be in the top of the Heisman conversation, but it should at least get an invite to New York. Don't know why. If you're leading the nation in rushing, I think you should at least get an invite. That's just me, but I know nothing. I've played football for maybe 3 games, and I'm just going to hold it to that. So, but yeah, in this game, I think Jack State's going to carry that momentum, so give me the Gamecocks in this game by a close one.
Nathan, what do you say?
For me, Cam Cook is the deciding factor. Kennesaw State, the first matchup with JSU was weird. The Hail Mary play was weird. They say the football bounces in funny ways, and it bounced in JSU's favor several times in that last matchup. But for me, Cam Cook, I think, went for 130 yards against Kennesaw, was averaging about 5 yards a carry. And when you're the team that can control the clock like JSU does, you have a really unstoppable run game. It's at JSU. This is a toss-up game. This was the hardest game to decide for me, and I think Kennesaw is the favorite, actually. But I'm going to put all my eggs in the Cam Cook basket and just roll with Cam Cook. I think he's going to have a massive game, and I think JSU is going to pull out the win.
Caleb, how do you see it?
Yeah, I got Jack State on this one too. I would like to see them go back to back. They won this. They won conference last year.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So. Yeah, I'd like to see them go back to back. And I was looking at some stuff earlier. Like, they have, 11 or 12 home wins or something like that? Like, in a row?
I think they're like the third longest home winning streak in the country, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to see that keep up over there, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick the Gamecocks, not just because they write me a check each week, but... I really, and Hunter, that win was over Western Kentucky last week.
That's right.
Kennesaw, the Owls, have a very good team. They are very well coached. They're a good team on both sides of the ball, and Jack State will have to play a very, very good game to beat them. It should be everything that it's being built up to be. The line on that game is less than 3 points, so it's basically a toss-up. I'm going to pick the Gamecocks to come out on what will be a very chilly afternoon, especially if they can get a good home crowd there. Kennesaw travels well, and I think it's going to be critical that Jacksonville gets out the people to give them a home field advantage on this. One other game, and I know Caleb's excited about this one, the Alabama Crimson Tide goes to play Georgia for the SEC Championship. Hunter, how do you see it?
Yeah, they say that it's hard to beat the same team twice, and I really don't think that's going to matter in this game. I think Alabama has a lot of momentum right now. Georgia is playing good football. I think it will be a close game like it was in the regular season. Again, it was a 3-point win for Alabama. I think it'll be close, but give me the Crimson Tide in this game. They're going to roll in Atlanta on Saturday.
Nathan, how do you see it?
Up until very recently, I was under the impression that Nick Saban owned Kirby Smart. but it goes much deeper than that. It's Alabama owns Kirby Smart, and it doesn't matter who's in there coaching. I think Georgia, the last two matchups, the last 2 years, has had the better team on paper if we're just looking at talent across the board. But it doesn't matter. Alabama, it lives rent-free in Georgia's head. It's not going to change this time. Alabama is going to beat Georgia, and they're going to be in the playoff at the end of the year.
Caleb, how do you see it?
Listen.
Let me guess.
Roll Tide, roll. Listen, I got to see my boys do it. Look, I'm super excited about this game, and it's the last time I was over there in the Mercedes Dome over there. That's the one they should have named after Coach Saban instead of the dealership.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
they might do that down the road sometime. But no, man, last time I was there, it was when it was that magic, 3rd and 26, and it was like something I never seen before. All the football I've ever seen in my life, man. It was magical. Me and my mom sitting there in the opposite end zone. And it's just one of those times I will always remember, a moment I, got to create with my mom there. But yeah, this just from a, X's and O's standpoint, like, first of all, I would like to, it's going to be interesting with our run game, Jam being down, but Hill's been rolling. It's going to be interesting to see how our run game shakes out. Man, I would just love for Hollywood to come come back and just, you know what I'm saying,
show up.
Yeah, to show up, bro. You
Like,
know what I mean?
I was talking about it. It's funny you brought that up. I was talking about this with some of my Alabama friends, and they have told me the one thing that they have not factored in that I brought up is the cover curse.
Oh,
if you're familiar,
yeah,
for those at home, Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State are on the cover of College Football 26. And normally, it doesn't happen to two players. It happens to one or the other. And it just so happened it happened to Ryan Williams because he was on the cover and hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
Why? We don't know. He had a great freshman year. This year, if you call the term sophomore slump a thing, he's having a sophomore slump. But I just think it's an opportunity for him to come out in this game. And if he does, I think they'll win. But you can't sleep on Germ. You can't sleep on Germ.
You can't sleep on Germ, man. And I think, to be honest, like, I love seeing guys step up that, you probably wouldn't have expected. You know what I mean? Last week, my man Horton I'm like, where did he come from? You know what I mean? And it was, it's exciting to see different guys mature and grow. And I tell you what, I'm super impressed with Ty. I know he's been to me he's been a little off the past couple of weeks. Maybe he's a little banged up. He's a tough kid. He carries pain very well as well. So like a lot of these situations you see these guys in, man, you never know what they're struggling with, like what day to day as far as injuries and different things. But man, I'm super excited for this game, and yeah, I got everything on the Tide with this one.
I can't pick against the Crimson Helmets. I think that Crimson Helmet actually gives them about 3 points right out of the gate. It does something to Georgia. It obviously does something to Auburn every year.
I mean, it's just something about it, man.
I still got it. Still got it.
For those that can't see at home, Caleb has his helmet.
You know what I mean?
Kirby Smart is calling a timeout right now. You can't see that either. But
yeah, be careful. Be careful on Kirby how he claps and calls timeouts. You got to watch that. But no, I think the Tide will roll. Kirby will let it roll off his back, although he wants to beat Alabama. But he is going to go in that locker room and go, guys, we didn't play as good as we could, but we got the playoffs ahead. Forget it. Let's move forward. But I think Alabama will win that game. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a minute. We got a few things to wrap up. We have another Tailgater of the Week we have to announce, and we'll be right back on the Tailgate Tailgate Show right after this.
Hey Auburn fans, this is Lois Ann Murphy, your owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Alex City, located on Highway 280. As a former Auburn cheerleader, football is my favorite time of the year. Tailgating and Chick-fil-A are a perfect match. Let Chick-fil-A Alex City take care of all your catering needs. We have a variety of trays, nuggets, mac and cheese, grilled cool wraps, and more. All are perfect for your tailgating needs. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app or call 256-289-7955 and War Eagle.
Land is more than just dirt and timber. When you manage it, you're a steward of wildlife and a caretaker for future generations. The management advantage was built for people like you. For over 20 years, they've shared proven knowledge from some of the nation's top land and wildlife managers. From food plots to predator control, it's education that turns passion into a lasting impact. Have the advantage on your property. Subscribe on YouTube and follow the Management Advantage on social media today.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
We are back. It's the Tailgate Tailgate Show. You've heard the picks, folks. You can take those to the bank. It's championship week, and we've had a lot of fun this week talking football. Our special guest has been Caleb Castile, former Alabama DB, movie star, big screen, small screen, you name it. He's been on it. Caleb, the more I think about it, I think we were in a movie together. You were actually in it, and I just did some voice work like we were doing a sports show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, listen.
Which one was that, Hunter? What was that?
Was it Woodlawn?
Yeah, Woodlawn. Wasn't you in Woodlawn? Yeah, that was one of the first ones you did, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Tony Nathan.
Yep, Tony Nathan. Absolutely. You know what? I got some Woodlawn memorabilia back here, man. Great opportunity there, and to do something in the hometown.
Yeah, it was a good movie too. Very well done. Very well done.
Well, I didn't. They let me do a couple more after that. So
Caleb, tell everybody what you have been doing to catch everybody up on Caleb Castile.
And first and foremost, I've been being a dad. So my wife and I, we have a 18-month-old, and so she keeps me on my toes for sure. So that's been a lot of fun and great for my mom, who she got I guess Naomi would have been her 11th grandchild. Wow. So yeah, that's been fun, man. Living back here in Birmingham, and one of the things that I took on about 4 years ago, started my own company, started executive producing, and something exciting that we were able to accomplish this year. We had a documentary called Nothing But a Winner that went to theaters in July. That film was the definitive story of Alabama football, which started with Coach Bear Bryant's first integrated national championship team at Alabama, and it carries you all throughout the history through Coach Saban's tenure up to DeBoer. So we had a nationwide one weekend release on that, and it'll be available. This month, the 15th, on Apple TV. So we'll be streaming on Apple TV. Go and look that up. Nothing But a Winner. And one of the other things I'm super excited, about is, not just being home, but being involved with our family foundation as well. So I've been working very closely with my dad and my wife as well. Just broadening sort of our reach with the foundation in and throughout the city and Alabama itself. And so, yeah, I mean, we got some exciting things going on. It's great to be back here and, around the family, like I said, during the holidays and all of that, talking football.
Yep.
You know, hey, this opportunity with you guys. And so, yeah, I'm blessed, man. It's been great.
Caleb, I've got to know, when you're with your brothers and your dad, are y'all competitive? I mean, do y'all get out and play basketball and does it get into the knockdown, drag out type games or what?
Man, listen, look, first of all, no, Tim ain't got the knees for that. Tim don't got the knees for nothing competitive anymore. So, you know, the real competition though is, you know, everybody, you know, we all have these Apple Watches and whatnot. And so it's like we compete there with the different workouts and stuff. And I'll tell you who's at the top every time is my dad. Every time. That guy is
He's still a warrior, isn't he?
Still a warrior, man. Still, you know, up and at 'em 3 days a week, 4 a.m. at the Y down there in Greystone. Absolutely crushing it. But nah, man, it's, you know, it's been fun. I'm really blessed growing up in this family that God is giving me. And you know, at any time we all get a chance to get together. Matter of fact, I was actually looking through I got a file today from a gentleman named Kent, who's been the official photographer down at for the athletic department for, I don't know, like probably 30 years. And he sent this file over of everything Castile, like all encompassing, like it's just you know, it goes all the way back to like my dad's freshman year.
Well, I bet there's a few shots in there, huh?
Yeah, a few shots in there. So, just looking back through and just looking, you know, reminiscing, man, and just really, you know, like I said, super fortunate to have been at Alabama at the time I was, and able to win 2 national championships while both my brothers couldn't sniff a championship.
So where are your rings at, Caleb?
Man, I got a few in here somewhere. I might got one on me. I got a few of them. But man, it's all in good fun, man. We always have, you know, great discussions about ball, and so, you know, we keep it light.
Yeah, you're very blessed. You have great parents. I actually know your mom probably better than your dad because I see her playing tennis so much. But Caleb, you may not know, we give away an award each week for the Tailgater of the Week. And we have and look, I want to show y'all. Y'all can see it. Some of you can't. This is the coveted Silver Sow Award. This is what our winner gets each week with that little pig on the top. Y'all like that? See how cool that is?
Baby.
You get the coveted Silver Sow. You get a bunch of Chick-fil-A food, and you also get $100 to help pile in the goodies for the next tailgate. And our winner this week is Lori and Wayne Bilesma? Bilesma? Is that how you say it, Hunter? I can't say it.
Yes.
Bilesma.
Yes, Bilesma, yes.
Bilesma. Also, Phil and Sharon Parker and the Scotts are also in with them, and their tailgate is called Lake Days and Game Days. So, guys, thank y'all for submitting to the contest. You are the winner this week. You'll go on the website, and we'll be getting that trophy, the coveted Silver Sow, your Chick-fil-A food, and some money to you very shortly. It also reminds me that you'll be able to, when we get everything updated, you'll be able to see all of those on the website. And if you go to the website, which is the tailgateshow.com, you can find out about our radio partners. This is a podcast. It's also a radio show. It's heard on radio stations all across the state on Saturday morning. And we appreciate those partners. You can find out station and time they air it there. And also, we have merchandise on our website. If you've got that uncle that's got everything that he could ever need, and you think he needs a tailgate show, or we have some Bubba on the Lake merchandise there too, you can buy him that for the holidays. So, Caleb, thank you for being with us. Nathan, thank you. And Hunter, any closing thoughts as we go into championship weekend, guys?
I mean, I'm excited to see how all this unfolds. It's always, you know, whenever you get to the nitty-gritty of college football, that this weekend is the one where it separates the men from the boys, and we're about to see how this unfolds, and I could be more excited.
Nathan?
Yeah, I'm excited for Ohio State, Indiana. I think that's probably the game of the year. And I think, like I said, I think that could be the Heisman shootout, so we'll see. Yeah. It's going to be a good one.
Caleb, thank you for joining us, and please tell your family we said hello.
Yeah, I will. I appreciate you guys, man. It's gonna be a great weekend of football. I'm ready to get over to Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back again next week. We'll look at the complete layout for the playoffs. We'll start talking about that, look at the conference championship games, review that, and see how all of these coaches' changes have finally settled down. It is the Tailgate Tailgate Show. I'm Bill Bubba Bussey. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next week, same time, same bat channel. Thank you for being with us on the Tailgate Tailgate Show.
Looking for your dream home at Lake Martin? Trust Adam Yeager at Lake Martin Realty. Adam's honest, hardworking, and puts you, the client, first. Every time. With his local expertise and dedication, he'll guide you to the perfect property, hassle-free. Whether buying or selling, let Adam go to work for you. Call Adam Yeager at Lake Martin Realty today, 205-914-0830. Lake Martin Realty is a licensed real estate brokerage. Terms and conditions apply.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Grab a latte at Brew 63, linger over lunch at Fanny's, or take in a Lake Martin sunset at Kalijah Restaurant. Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
Hello, this is Robert Smith for Awards to Remember. I hope you'll think of us for trophies, plaques, and awards. We're famous for our low discount prices, and our customer service is second to none. We were named as one of the top 10 awards dealers in the Southeast. We were a finalist for Alabama Small Business of the Year, and our website at awardstoremember.com is one of the best in the industry. Awards to Remember, where we don't just create trophies, we create memories.
You've been listening to the Tailgate Tailgate Show, a production of Intergalactic Pants and Tees, all rights reserved. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe to the show and all social media. Contact information is on our website at thetailgatetailgateshow.com. Until next time, may your coals stay hot and your tent stay dry.
Pre-tailgate party, where the